That's right, your boy Danny got midnight booty called by the seemingly conservative Kazakh girl who, just a few hours earlier, was playing hard to get. Didn't want me laying any fingers on her at all in public, but she definitely wanted me laying some fingers down in private, if you know what I mean. And I don't want to get too explicit, but let's just say that Muslim girls do know how to get down on that thing. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, my fellow travelers, welcome aboard the Flight Madness. So I mentioned in my previous Kazakhstan video that my bro dog Darryl is married to a lovely Kazakh woman who gives him king treatment every day. And a lot of you guys were curious about that. So today, we're gonna do a deep dive on the topic of if black men should marry Kazakh women for love. Now, I say black men, but really, this video could be for any guy from a Western country who doesn't easily blend in when you're in Kazakhstan around the Kazakhs. So basically, if you're a darker skinned guy or a man with a lot of non-Asian features, this video is for you. For this journey, I'm bringing along another American bro dog named Francois. He's been teaching English in Kazakhstan for the past year, and I think he can bring an interesting perspective to this whole marriage topic. And lastly, I've got the wedding ring king himself, Darryl, showing up at the end to share some of his marriage wisdom and talk about the king treatment he gets every day from his wife. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And let me give a quick disclaimer to the audience watching this. Francois and I have both received multiple death threats from random Kazakh goons threatening to unalive us for dating Kazakh girls. For any of you Kazakh guys watching this video, I want you to be rest assured that you don't have to worry about any black guys coming to Kazakhstan to date your women. I'm gonna personally make sure that all the guys watching this video stay as far away from your Kazakh women as is humanly possible. As a matter of fact, let me say this loud and clear for any Kazakh guys who may be listening. Black men should not marry Kazakh women, or even look in the direction of Kazakh women. So for all you black guys watching, I'm gonna need you to control your animal testosterone urges. Don't bring any of that interracial dating nonsense here to Kazakhstan. The Kazakh men definitely aren't having that, guys. So don't even think about it. The only thing you can travel to Kazakhstan for is the tasty horse meat. Nothing else, alright? Me personally, I'm only coming to Kazakhstan for research purposes. I'm definitely not touching any of the women. No dancing, not even looking at them. So for you Kazakh guys who are watching, you can just click off this video and go on enjoying life somewhere else, man. Don't waste any of your precious time watching me ramble on about nonsense. Have a good day, sir. Alright guys, now that the Kazakh goons aren't here watching anymore, I can give y'all the real talk. Here's the rundown on if Kazakhstan is the right place for you to find a wifey, or if you should just swing by, crack open some fresh Kazakh buns, and then dip out of the country, never to be heard from ever again. So, are Kazakh women for the streets? Or should you come here prepared to take out a business loan to pay the girl's family that you want to marry into? Well, I think you probably should start phoning up your bank now, man, because you're going to need all the cash you can get your hands on for the amount of wifey quality women you're going to meet walking around Kazakhstan. Here are all the hot, sweaty details I know you guys are looking for. Now, I honestly feel like when it's time for me to find a wife, Kazakhstan might be at or near the top of the list. While many women are definitely modern and influenced by Western social media, deep down, you'll probably find that most of them are traditional when it comes to things like marriage and kids. For example, I was on a date with a hot 19-year-old university student who told me she'd be willing to get married and have kids now, like right now. If she finds the right guy, she'd be ready to get pregnant ASAP. I wonder if she was trying to throw me any hints when she said that. And the thing about this girl is that she was playing really hard to get from the moment I met her. Like, it took me all week to get her out on a date, and then during most of the date, she was acting all shy and conservative, didn't want me touching her. I mean, she barely gave me a hug at the end of the date. I was like, dang, I thought I was gonna add this girl to my collection of fresh international buns. But I figured that since this is a pretty conservative country, I shouldn't expect to smash on the first date. And then something wild happened. Later that night, she texted me around midnight, suggesting that she could come over to my place and we could drink some wine together. That night. Well, after rushing to the store and picking up some wine, I had her come over about an hour later after 1 a.m. And to my sweet delight, your boy Danny did enjoy a nice midnight serving of Kazakh cakes, if you know what I mean. That's right, your boy Danny got midnight booty called by the seemingly conservative Kazakh girl who, just a few hours earlier, was playing hard to get. Didn't want me laying any fingers on her at all in public, but she definitely wanted me laying some fingers down in private, if you know what I mean. And I don't want to get too explicit, but let's just say that Muslim girls do know how to get down on that thing. You know what I'm talking about? And this situation of girls acting really conservative during the daytime and then turning into hedonistic super freaks at night is apparently really common in a lot of conservative Muslim countries. Girls will act like a Virgin Mary and be really shy and traditional during the daytime, especially when they're walking around town with a random foreign guy. But when the sun goes down and the lights get low, she's throwing that ass back. And your boy Danny needs a girl who knows how to throw that ass back. I definitely don't want a girl who lays on the bed in starfish position, but that's just me. Maybe some of you guys disagree. In general, Kazakh women seem to have the traditional marriage values that many passport bros claim to want in a woman, with strong ties to their family and a desire to be a mother to their kids. Unlike in America, where a lot of women are claiming they want to be a boss babe, you probably aren't going to find many Kazakh women with that kind of masculine mindset. And ever since my Kazakhstan trip, I've had many guys of all races reach out to me sharing their positive experience with the women from there. It seems that if you go to Kazakhstan for serious dating or looking for a long-term partner, you can have a good chance of success, man. The odds are in your favor, bro. Even the Kazakh women that I've met who live in countries outside of Kazakhstan, they seem to have the solid foundation for what I'd want in a long-term partner. Now, I'm not the most conservative, traditional guy in this travel space, so maybe you're interested in hearing from someone who's a little more reserved and not as crazy as me. So let me hand it over to my bro Francois, who's been teaching English in Kazakhstan this year. He's been to Kazakhstan and the surrounding countries multiple times over the years. Let's hear his perspective.
Hey Danny, thanks for inviting me to the show. On the topic of whether black men, African American men, or men of African descent should marry Kazakh women, I think it can be yes or no as an answer, depending on who you meet and what kind of person you are. You know, everywhere in the world, the people you meet are going to either fit you or not fit you. So in Kazakhstan, it's a similar situation, case by case. You'll meet a woman that you'll like, and maybe she won't like you. But you can also meet a woman who, you know, both of you are interested in each other, and there is some reciprocal love. So I think it's possible to go to Kazakhstan and meet someone who would be interested in you. I don't advise going to Kazakhstan just to find a woman. I advise going to Kazakhstan to travel, to learn the culture, to learn the languages, Kazakh, Russian, to experience the food and everything the country has to offer. In the meantime, if you're traveling, if you're enjoying all of the cultural activities that the country has to offer, you end up meeting someone and both of you fall in love, or you come to an arrangement where you want to be with each other, then why not? I would advise, however, to keep your relationship very quiet until you're ready for marriage, because in Kazakhstan, a lot of people talk, and also there are some men and even some women who look down on international relationships with a very disparaging mark, with a very disparaging gaze. So I have been teaching in Kazakhstan for a few months, but I've been to Kazakhstan multiple times. And of course, I am looked at by women. I look at women and I see that they're attractive as well. However, I don't travel to Kazakhstan for women. I was genuinely interested in the country. I never heard of Kazakhstan being a big travel destination, so I thought, why not? Let's just go to Kazakhstan. And I talked to a couple of my friends and we decided to make a trip there. And when I went to Kazakhstan, I was blown away. We went to Almaty and I just loved the atmosphere, the vibe of the city. And while there, I thought, wow, the women here look very nice. I'm not a person who travels around the world looking for women. I'm an anthropologist by trade and in my heart. So I travel looking for culture, to experience new things that can uplift me and to transform me into a different person. However, I am a man, And if I see a woman, well, I'm a heterosexual man. If I see a woman who is interested in me or who I think is attractive, I'm going to talk to them. The last time I was in Almaty with Danny, that is, we went to a club. And I don't like clubs. I really don't like going to clubs. I'm a person who likes to sleep at 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. But Danny kept asking. He's like, come on, man. Come on. I was like, okay, we're not going to be in Kazakhstan together for a long time. So why not? So we went to the club and, we were dancing. And I'm dancing by myself. And I don't drink alcohol. Danny bought me some water. So I was drinking my water. I was dancing by myself. And then these Kazakh women came and they started dancing with me. Mind you, I was dancing by myself. And when some Kazakh guys saw that I was dancing with their women, they came and they gave me, a piece of their mind. And I didn't understand what they were saying. And luckily Danny was there and he could read body language better than me, probably also because I had my back turned to them. And he says, yes, these guys don't want you dancing with their women. And I'm like, I was dancing by myself. They came and they danced with me. So Kazakh men can be very territorial, which is expected because of the history that they have with, people coming into their country, taking their women. However, there's some soft power that is needed. There are some soft skills that are needed in handling situations like that these men and probably a lot of other men, especially on YouTube, don't possess, in my opinion, but they can be learned. So yes, Kazakhstan is a place, just like any country in the world, is a place where black men can go and find love if they're not going there just to find women. If they're genuinely interested in the country and it just so happens that you meet someone that you love or you want to date and they want to date you, then why not? Just keep it secret until you guys get serious and later then reveal, because there will be a lot of backlash in Kazakhstan from a lot of people. I don't want to say a lot of people. There will be some backlash though. So make sure you stay safe. And if you're going to the club at night, make sure you have someone with you because things can happen. Luckily, Danny was with me. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. Thanks a lot for listening to my rant. Back to you, Danny.
Okay, it was great hearing from my fellow English teacher, Francois. By the way, if you're interested in using English teaching to travel the world, go to the pinned comment and get the free Quick Start English Teaching Guide. And you can also click the link to sign up for a free 15-minute call with me. Sign up now before someone else takes your spot. I fully agree with what Francois said when it comes to going to nightclubs. If you're even a slightly above average looking black guy, you're probably going to get a lot of attention from the Kazakh women there on the dance floor. And no, I'm not talking about prostitutes. I'm talking about young, beautiful women who are going to approach you on the dance floor and try their best to get you, the hot piece of chocolate, to dance with them. You'll be getting so much attention from the women that you'll likely piss off the Kazakh guys who are getting ignored by the women. And you might end up in a few scuffles. That happened to me multiple times during my trip to Kazakhstan. I had hot chicks approaching me on the dance floor and aggressively trying to dance with me, and jealous Kazakh guys jumping between us trying to cock block. And even though the jealous guys were trying to block, the women still wouldn't leave me alone. The women kept trying, even despite the obvious physical danger they were putting me in. Now that's dedication. I mean, for a seemingly conservative country, the women were making it very clear that they were down to make some half black, half Kazakh babies. I had a lot of success with getting Kazakh women from the nightclubs, and I would have had even more success if I didn't have insanely jealous Kazakh guys trying to block me from interacting with the women there. So it really helps to have a bro dog with you who has your back when the Kazakh goons try to run up on you. Speaking of bro dogs, I know you guys have been waiting to hear from Darryl, who has been married to a Kazakh lady for a couple years now. He wanted to speak with y'all face to face about this topic, so here is the man himself.
So, why should you listen to me, a random guy on the internet? I've been to over 50 countries, but the topic right now is Kazakhstan, and should you get married or look for your wife, in Kazakhstan. So it just so happens that I did find my wife in Kazakhstan. We've been married over 2 years, dating longer than that. I basically live in Kazakhstan outside of when I'm at work, and constantly traveling to Kazakhstan since 2022. It was at some point I would go every weekend to Kazakhstan. So, and then if I wasn't traveling to Kazakhstan, me and my wife were traveling somewhere else. So between that, I had to navigate the passport issues between Kazakhstan and other countries. So I got a crash course on kind of like the life in Kazakhstan. As far as getting married, I'd say anyone can find a wife anywhere. So you could potentially find your wife in Kazakhstan, yes, but there's so many other beautiful things about Kazakhstan. Rather than just focusing on should you find a wife there, I would say go travel for the food, travel for the nature, just so many different things. Actually, Almaty, Kazakhstan, where most likely you would go if you want to travel there, has a nice central location between so many countries where you can pass over to Asia, pass over to Europe, and even technically you can go to India. Delhi is about a 3-hour flight, and there's a lot of cheap flights from Almaty. So even if you do find a wife, you might want to base yourself in Almaty, and start traveling to other places. If you want to just visit for fun, there's so many avenues to get to Kazakhstan, and Kazakhstan is a big country. You saying to find a wife there is like finding your wife anywhere in the world. We have a big planet, just like Kazakhstan is a big country. There's one city you might go to and maybe you'll get a lot of attention, and other city you won't get any attention. So this is a broad topic. We could talk about this for a long time, but I'd say yes, you can, but that's not the only reason to go to Kazakhstan. So it's a wonderful country. I'm so happy I had the chance to visit the first time and to eventually live in Kazakhstan, which is my second home.
All right. Just to piggyback off what Darryl said, I do think that in basically every country, you can find a woman who is marriage material. But let's be real here. Some countries are definitely easier than others. If you want a woman who pours tea for you while lovingly looking in your eyes, it seems to be a lot easier to find that in Kazakhstan than in the countries a lot of you guys are probably stuck in. So I highly suggest getting your passport and booking a one-way ticket to Kazakhstan to see how the ladies here will happily give you king treatment. And if you happen to run into any Kazakh goons, just tell them Danny sent you. Mentioning my name will probably solve most of your problems. I'm going to link the YouTube channels of Francois and Darryl in the description of this video, so make sure you go and subscribe to their channels. They're both dropping awesome travel content from this part of the world, going to places that most travel vloggers are too afraid to go to. So go check them out. And if you want to hear more behind the scenes stories from this Kazakhstan trip, as well as a lot of other stuff that I can't publicly share on YouTube, click the join button under this video to sign up for the Bot Bros Club. It's my private YouTube membership where I give all types of information about how you can live this travel lifestyle. So click the button and sign up on the Bot Boss tier. That way you can get monthly one-on-one mentorship from me, as well as access to all the members only live streams and videos. I'll see you backstage. Whoa. All that meat.
And also you can eat